I know these are scary times, and I'm not one to be easily afraid. For 14 years, all I've done is head straight into danger. Not for the thrill of it, but out of responsibility and love, to protect the rights of others. See, I didn't grow up privileged. A single mother, poverty, mental health issues in my family, growing up gay as a member of a visible minority. I tick most of the boxes. But gosh, how privileged I was to be born Canadian. Now, I'm one to believe that with privilege comes great responsibility. That's something my grandmother, a devout Christian, told me early on as a child. And she did so with so much love. Giving that love back is what brought me to the places that hurt. The places that experience war and famine and strife. The places that cry and shout, but remain unheard. For 14 years as a journalist and a human rights investigator, I've met with people on the run. Survivors of sexual abuse and torture. Mothers who lost their sons, fathers who lost their mothers, children who lost their home. I've seen my heart shattered more than once or twice. And so friends ask me, how do you remain hopeful? Why should we care? Why should we have children if the world is so uncertain? To be honest, sometimes I don't feel like I have an answer to that. These are difficult questions. But then I try and slow down and look around. And then I see weeds growing through cracks of concrete. And I marvel. I marvel at how billions of cells conspire together to make that tiny, tenacious being emerge from the shadows and spread towards the sun. I marvel at how persistent they are, against all odds. We've become so good at cutting ourselves off nature, of life itself. But whether one believes in God or not, can anyone look into children's eyes, or a blooming flower, a stream of water through a lush landscape, and not marvel at how miraculous all of this is? Because I know I can't, and I wouldn't want to. This is why I want to fight. This is what gives me hope. I want to fight to make sure that we have the time and resources and abilities to look around ourselves and see just how miraculous life is, how worthy of protection and nurturing it is. Politics, work, the economy, all of these things should be there to help us achieve that. Now I hear you. Politics has become a word associated with cynicism and dirty tricks and broken hopes. And that's tragic. That's tragic because it's our only way out of this. Shaking things from outside the system just won't work. I've tried it. It takes too long, and we just don't have the time. This is why I've decided to run for leadership of the Green Party of Canada. Why the Greens? Because they're humble and honest and realistic. Because they're not afraid of telling things as they are. And sometimes brutal honesty is what is truly needed if one is to identify the problems and fix them. Now I know the Greens have had their fair share of trouble over the past few months. It's been disillusioning to some, traumatic to others. But we need to rekindle the hope. It's urgent, because if the Greens lose hope, then all of us must be doomed. And so let us fight, let us stand up and rise towards the sun like good old weeds. Let us conspire together and emerge from obscurity. Let us do the work, not just for ourselves, but for a livable future. And if we succeed, and we must succeed, then perhaps those among us who lost hope might stop by and think, this is beautiful. I want to be a part of it.